Alrighty, let's begin chapter 3, but first a little tangent. If you're interested in my VS Code theme, by chance, I'm using Grovebox theme by Jaden Life. Grovebox theme. Cool. Alright. Back to it. Chapter 3, optimizing fonts and images. In the previous chapter, you learned how to style your Next.js app. Let's continue working on your homepage by adding a custom font and hero image. So, we will learn to make custom fonts, add images, and optimize the fonts and images. So why optimize fonts? The main point is this idea of cumulative layout shift. It's a metric used by Google to evaluate the performance and user experience of a website. So when you have images and fonts, if they don't load initially, the content might shift, as you can see here. So the layout shift and the initial load and the layout shift. You see the differences between them. So Next.js, they optimize this by, at build time, knowing how much space your images and your fonts take up. So that way there's no layout shift when you start up the website. So how does Next.js optimize fonts? It causes additional network requests. That's not optimizing. It disables all custom fonts. That's not optimizing. It preloads all fonts at runtime. So it's probably this. It hosts font files with other static assets, so there are no additional network requests. I'm gonna go with C? Oh no, I'm a failure. I should have read. Alright, we deserve to read this. Next.js automatically optimizes fonts in the application when you use the Next font module. It downloads font files at build time and hosts them with your other static assets. Okay. It hosts font files with other static assets, so there are no additional network requests. Okay, so I knew there was no additional network requests, but I guess I misunderstood how. Cool. And let's just read it again because I have to punish myself. Next.js downloads font files at build time and hosts them with your other static assets. This means when a user visits your application, there are no additional network requests for fonts which would impact performance. Cool. Okay. Adding a primary font, let's add a custom Google font. So in your app UI folder, let's create a new file called fonts.ts. Okay, and we will import the enter font. Import enter from next font Google. And then we'll export const enter is equal to enter subsets Latin. Let me turn off GitHub Copilot real quick for this. Can we just turn it off? Disable. Okay. Finally, add the font to the body element in app layout. Let's go to app layout, and we can import enter from .ui fonts. I'm going to replace this dot with @/app, and we can attach this to our body as so. Class name is equal to open a string templates, enter dot class name, and we're also adding this tailwind class called anti-aliased, which gives us font smoothing. Oh, if you don't have IntelliSense for Tailwind, you need to add the extension Tailwind CSS IntelliSense for Tailwind. Okay, cool. And so now our fonts should have changed. However, I didn't show the difference, so let me remove this. Save. Let me show you what the website looks like now. And let me refresh. Okay. I'm going to add that back. Okay. And I'm going to save it right now. Let's see the font difference now. We're adding the enter font. There we go. Hopefully you saw the difference. but now the font's a little bit different. And we can see this by navigate to our browser, open DevTools, and select the body element. You should see enter and enter fallback. So let's open our DevTools. Let's inspect our body right here. We will see here font family, enter, and enter fallback. Get out of here. Okay. Practice, add a second font. You can also add fonts to specific elements of the application. Now it's your turn. In your font TS file, import a secondary font called Lusitana and pass it to your P element in app.page. In addition to specifying a subset like you did before, you'll also need to specify the font weight. Once you're ready, expand the code snippet below to see the solution. So feel free to pause the video here and try it yourself. But I'm going to go ahead and just continue. So we also want enter and we want Lusitana. Okay. And we'll export const Lusitana is equal to Lusitana subsets Latin. Okay, but it's going to say here argument of type subset Latin is not assignable to parameter of type weight 400, 700, style normal. So we have to add a, as mentioned here, you'll also need to specify the font weight. So we'll also have to specify the weights of 400 and 700. Save and export it. So let's go back to our page.tsx and we'll import Lusitana from our UI fonts. I'm also going to replace the dot with @/app. And we're going to put this in our P tag. So right here. Lusitana.classname. And let's see the difference. Save. There you go. Font's changed. And let's see the solution. Okay. Let's go to fonts.ts. We imported Lusitana and we created an object like I did. They put weights first, but it's not a big difference. And then in the page TSX, they import Lusitana from our fonts file. And they add the class name at the beginning, or add it at the end. Not a big difference. Finally, the Acme logo component also uses Lusitana. It was commented out to prevent errors, but now we can uncomment it. So this right here, this Acme logo, which is being imported from app UI Acme logo. Let's go ahead and look at it real quick. App UI Acme logo. This might need to be checked like that. Okay. So Acme logo is a div that has an icon and a paragraph. So this is Acme. It's just a div with an icon and a text of Acme. And it's using the Lusitana font. Let's go back here. And we will uncomment this. Before I save it, let's bring back the app. Okay, and let's save it, and we'll see it show up. There you go. Again, it has a icon and text. Great, so now you've added 2 custom fonts to your application. Let's add a hero image to the home page. Why optimize images? Next.js conserves static assets like images under the public folder, which we have. Right? We have some images in the public folder. Files inside public can be referenced in your application. With regular HTML, we would use the image as follows: source, hero, PNG, and alt tag. However, this means you have to manually ensure your image is responsive on different screen sizes, specify image sizes for different devices, prevent layout shift as the images load, and lazy load images that are outside the user's viewport. So, AKA, Next.js has their own image component that's different from the native HTML one. That'll kind of take care of all of this for you. So the image component. The image component is an extension of the HTML image tag. Okay, so all the things we talked about here, it comes with automatic image optimization. Okay, so let's add the desktop hero image. Let's use the image component. So if we go into public folder, we will see 2 different images: hero desktop and hero mobile, right? So this is just the hero images that we want to show on desktop versus the one we want to show on mobile. So let's go to our page component. And we will import the image component from next image, okay? And we're gonna put it somewhere here. Add hero images here. So let's open up the image component, capital I, and let's go ahead and just make some room. And we're gonna have source is equal to /hero desktop.png. We're gonna have a width of 1000 and height 760. Class name is hidden MD block. So this is it'll explain this in a bit. And alt is equal to, I'm not gonna write that out, so let's copy this, our alt tag. Okay, and hero desktop. Am I missing something? Before I paste it, let's go ahead and show the website. Okay, and here's our website, and now I'm going to save it, and this is our hero image. I'll remove this comment. Okay, so you're setting the width to 1000 and height to 760. It's good practice to set the width and height to avoid layout shift. So this width and height is what Next.js will use to optimize the layout shift. So it says, hey, this image takes up 1000 width, 760 height. So let's reserve that space on our website for the image. So if it's loading very slowly, that space is still saved, and we're not going to have content, shifting. Okay, so you'll also notice the class hidden to remove the images from DOM on mobile screens, and MD block to show the image on desktop screens. So Tailwind is a mobile first CSS. So the styles you put without any media queries are what's going to be shown on mobile. And if you want to change things as the screen gets bigger, you add these media queries. So MD is a media query, which means min width 768 pixels. So by default, this image is going to be hidden, but once it gets to a medium screen, it won't be hidden anymore. It'll be display block. Okay, so basically hide this image on small screens, but once it gets to a medium-sized screen, make it a block. And you can guess what we'll do for the mobile one, right? By default, make it a block, but once it goes to medium screens, so by default, make it a block. Once it goes to medium screens, make it hidden. Okay. Here, practice adding the mobile hero image. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And so hero desktop is called hero mobile. And it tells us the width is 560. It's from the tutorial, 560. And the height is 620. And we're switching these, right? So on medium screens, it'll be hidden, but by default, it'll be block. We probably don't have the right block, but it keeps it consistent. Screenshots of the dashboard project showing mobile version. Save. Okay, let's reveal the code just to make sure we did it right. Good. And let's show it in action, right? So what did I say? On small screens, we will see this image. And once it hits medium, this image will turn hidden, and the other one will become block. There you go. So I guess this right here is the medium screen breakpoint. Yeah, I feel like it could be fixed, but it's better than it's nice display of responsive styles with Tailwind using two different images. Cool. And great, our homepage has a custom font and hero images. Quiz time. Images without dimensions and web fonts are common causes of layout shift. Yes, that's the whole point of this opposition. True. Images without dimensions and web fonts are common causes of layout shift due to the browser having to download additional resources. some recommended readings, and we've completed chapter 3.